stay on GoDaddy. This is for some of the folks in here, a little more advanced user who's like to use multiple sites like me. This is what you use. Yeah.
If you set up your websites, say 2, 3, 4 websites through GoDaddy, can you choose not to use their hosting but to use hosting?
If you set up multiple sites through GoDaddy initially, like 4 or 5, can you later choose to go anywhere else? Absolutely. You decide who does the hosting. Remember, you don't have to host with them. They just care about the registration. Yes, Gregory.
If you are basically not capable as far as technological ability as far as running your sites,
right.
doing all those things that you
right.
have the expertise for, what is the site that I would go to get a good web service here like in South Florida?
I don't know. I don't want to recommend websites or anything because.
Not website, someone who is serving and making all those edits and changing and doing things.
Yeah, I don't know, Gregory. I don't want to recommend anybody because as soon as something goes wrong, you're going to blame me. Okay? But I will tell you that what you do tell them is that you recommend this site to do the hosting for you. And say, look, I got 5 websites. I'd like you to use this hosting program. I'll pay the $19.99. That's a smart way of doing it. Jack, what you got?
Using this Moose guy, they control the emails that you send out, the number or anything of that nature?
I haven't been limited, no. I've been blasting out stuff. Like I said, all my sites go through there. Okay? So I have the shopping cart, which I'll show, but other than that, no. Not to my knowledge, Jack. There was a question over here. Yes?
If you have multiple FTP folders, one for each site?
That's the key. You know how, and we won't get too technical, we'll lose everybody. But the thing is, they put you on one IP. Okay? So you have a shared IP. It's the Internet Protocol, it's the address, and I don't want to go there. But you have one shared IP, and that is a downside. But it's not a big downside, if you know what I mean. We'll talk about that later. I know what you mean. But yeah. So that's what you got to look for. You get it.
If I get jeffreyglick.com,
yep.
Can I have my email address at jeffreyglick.com?
Right. Yeah.
Jeff at jeffreyglick.com?
Yeah. Absolutely. Remember, hosting is where you park it. What you park on there is up to you. So park your site, your email address. That's all. It's just poof. That's where you put it. That's it. So everybody can find it. All right? Good? It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff. But if you want to know how I save a lot of money, and it only cost me $19.99, now you know. And I bet you never went to another seminar that showed you how to do this. By the way, web designers won't tell you this. Because they won't tell you that. They're like, yep. Aren't you glad you came today?
Oh, yeah.
All right, now, choosing a domain name is critical. Remember what I said? Naming tips. All right. If the search engine phrase is in the domain name, the search engine will give it more significance. Said another way, if the keywords are in the domain name, I already said, the search engine will give it more significance, okay? I'm not saying it's going to guarantee you rank 1, but it gives it more significance. Yes?
If you want to put your keywords in the name,
right.
Then why did you also say to use like your name?
Oh, because if you want to, by the way, good question. Said another way, Victor, if the keywords have to be in your domain name, why did you say victorgonzalez.com was so important? Is that about it?
Exactly.
Key question, good question. Yourname.com is probably going to be your asset. That's the brand that you're building over time, right? Yeah. The other sites you're using to help find Victor Gonzalez. In other words, Victor Gonzalez is the flagship, but I also know people who don't know me are not going to type in victorgonzalez.com. Do you know what I mean? Right. They're going to type in Hispanic speaker, Latino speaker, or something else. But what eventually I do is drive them all to my main site because I'm trying to build the brand recognition. Get it? Good question. Excellent question. Excellent question. Question? Okay, great. By the way, if the name's taken, consider using a dash. Okay? A dash. A dash. See that right there? Dash training. Like if salestraining.com is taken, sales-training. Because the search engine will read that. Again, if we want to find a domain name with our key phrases in them, and the one we want is not available, use a dash. Okay? It's legitimate to use a dash. By the way, people will find you because they found you on the internet. Do you realize that the majority of people will not type in your domain name? I mean, I need you to get that. The majority of people will not type in your domain name. I don't care how cute your domain name is. The majority of people will not type it in. What they will do is search for the keywords. And if you can get brownie points in your domain name, people get so hung up with these clever domain names. And I was watching, somebody in here had one that was very interesting, and I didn't get it. It was, let me see if they're here, they'll raise their hand. It was 2PIMC or something like that, .com. I mean, I couldn't even keep those letters straight in my head. And so, but would people ever type that in to find you? Right? And we've seen cute websites where people have those cute names, and you're like, one guy, example, had Cardio Commando. And I thought that was so cool, until I realized he spelled them both with a K. Oh, no. Now it's cute. Now it's cute. But I go, nobody's ever going to type in K unless they can't spell. And I don't know. That means the only people who are going to find you are illiterate people. You know? I mean, so I don't know. All right. So like motivational-speaker.com. Okay? Those words. Okay? By the way, let me go back. You realize what I'm doing? I'm creating multiple websites up here. Each has its own keyword that it's meant to search on. Everything's driving it back to a funnel down to me, VictorGonzalez.com, the flagship. Now, do you have to do my strategy? No. But if there's 2 or 3 things you really want to do well, and I just showed you how to get a website for what, $9? Well, dang it. After you do the first one, the next 2 or 3 should be easy. But does that mean you have to do it? No. Okay? Just want to point that out. Yes, Jack?
Does that mean that salestraining.com is driven to your main website, not to a special website?
Right. The question is, if I had salestraining.com here, is it driven directly to my website? No. Because as soon as you do a click link to another site, the search engine knows that. And it says, well, why should I even rank you high? So what you have to do is take it into your site and then show it content on the page. So if you clicked on that, you'll see a website. You'll click on some information. It'll actually take you into the website. But at the bottom of each one is go to my main site, VictorGonzalez.com. You see what I mean? Because there's something called doorway pages that was out on the internet, and I'll explain it very quickly, is that people would just pop up one page, and you click it, you find it, click, boom, some porno site, click, some betting site, boom. And so what the search engines do, if you only have one page, they will take you down. They won't even index you. Index means they won't put you in the search engines. There was one over here. Here.
Do you recommend having your own multimedia business? Do you recommend doing your own website?
If you're multimedia, you should have your own website. And I'm going to talk about some of the things you shouldn't put on your multimedia site. Okay, because certain things a search engine won't like. And I'll talk about that in a little bit. Okay, let me just keep going. And again, your name is the most valuable asset. You can grab it, grab it. I'm telling you, that guy was upset when I wouldn't give back. I guess he was hoping I'd volunteer VictorGonzalez.com back because I was guilty, but no.
Can I just make a suggestion? If you have somebody else register your site for you, whether it's a developer or anybody else, make sure that you retain the rights to the site.
Never let anybody register your site for you. Because what will happen is, we did this for a company, and the web designer says, I'll register it for you. And so what they did is they registered it, and they put themselves as the administrative and technical contact, right? And so all of a sudden, the company says, hey, I want to change hosting companies. He says, well, I'm not letting you change. And you can't get in because it's registered under me. You're done. You better beg. So what you do is you go to GoDaddy, you register it. You know what the only thing they need is what they call the DNS number. You know, if a parking space has a number, the DNS is the parking number. So, for example, you just tell them, where's your parking space at? I'm talking to the hoster, right? Where's your parking space at? He's going to go, it's at DNS 12345. Okay, I'll change it. Don't worry about it. And you change it in GoDaddy. And you retain control. But never let anybody register your domain for you. Thank you. Great point. Excellent point. Yes?
Your opinion on the difference between a .biz and a .com for commercial business?
By the way, I mean, you can answer the question yourself. Do a search.
Maybe you can get the name that you want with a .biz, but you can't get it without making modifications.
Again, let me finish the statement. You can see the things for yourself. How many times have you done a search that you see .biz? That's the answer. It's like when people put Flash programs on the first home page, and you know that's the worst thing you can do, right? Is to put a Flash program on your home page. Because when was the last time that you did a search and the first thing you clicked on was a Flash? Doesn't happen, right? What do most of us do when we see Flash anyway? We do skip intro, right? So why do people put it? A movie at the beginning of the home page is a Flash intro. So when people have Flash or no content on the front page, you're killing yourself. You're hurting yourself in the rankings. I'll talk to you about that. And we talked about the backwarding feature. All right, we got to get moving. We got a lot of stuff. All right. It's a giant computer. By the way, do you know how search engine works, right? Okay, Okay, visualize how it works. You get the mindset. You remember those old file cabinets? Those old file cabinets. You know, you pull it out, the files, right? Everything's filed. Close it back up. That's the search engine. That's Google, that's Yahoo. Every site that is indexed. Indexed means it's filed, is in that big file cabinet, right? Now, what happens is you develop a website. This is it. As soon as you finish developing it, visualize with me, I just place it on top of the cabinet. I place it on top of the cabinet and I gotta wait for what a spider or a crawler, which is just another way of saying a program that comes along looking for new web pages on the internet, just crawls the internet. And then bam, it finds a new website. Now, if it's not designed right, which we're going to talk about, if it's not optimized correctly, it doesn't know what to do with it. It doesn't know how to file it, right? So think of a vanilla folder. If you don't have any tabs or something to describe the folder, what do? Put it right back on top, right? Do you know that a lot of people don't even know that they're not indexed? By the way, not indexed means the only way that somebody can find you if they type in the exact domain name. Other than that, you're not in there. And I'm going to show you how to design a website so you at least can actually get optimized / and into the search engine, which is our goal, right? Yeah. That's how it works. It's a giant computer. That's a search engine, okay? You want to be indexed. The program, by the way, rankings always change. You realize that, right? There's always changing up and down. Don't ask me the logic. I'm sure that Google, Yahoo have some for it. Search engine no-nos. Pay attention. First one, doorway pages or redirects. You remember that? You put one page that just takes them to another site. No. It'll take down the site. I mean, literally take you off the index. Hidden text. Okay, for those of you who think you're clever, and many programmers thought that they were clever because what they would do is they put in the keywords and they type it in repeatedly, but in the same color as the background. Right? So all the way at the bottom, if my keywords were golf clubs, right? I would type in golf club, golf club, golf club over and over again in white, because the more keywords that were in there, the better. So you could visually you couldn't see it, right? And you're thinking, yeah, I got a lot of keywords, the search engine will rank me high. We've got a problem. The search engine is not human. It's a program. Programs don't see color. They see what? Code, text. So they are able to identify that. Some people think if I just put a lot of keywords on my page and just put them in the same color as the background, it'll work. Don't do it. Okay? Keyword loading, that's the same thing. You look at your description, you type in the word golf clubs, golf clubs, golf club, golf clubs in your description. I'll explain where that's at. Don't do that. And this, Flash, what we just talked about. I see a lot of people lose a lot of money. There's three types of designers that you have to really keep in mind. There's the artist, right? You know, no, I think we should do Flash, we should put pictures, we should do scrolling windows, you know? $15,000, but it'll be worth it because people love your site. The thing is that the search engine, once it sees the home page and the home page has a lot of graphics, what it'll do, it doesn't know what to do with a movie. See, a search engine is a program, and if it comes across a movie, it says, what's this? And they only have, in the buffer they have, is what I call a buffer, is that they only have so much memory to actually index, to identify this thing. And if your program is this big and it doesn't fit, it just moves on. In other words, it doesn't have enough memory to index you because it's too big. So it just shoots off. And a lot of people have beautiful film. You know, Flash and the whole bit. It's just wonderful. So don't do that. The second group of people, and I want you to pay attention, write this down, are search engine optimizers, also known as SEO. SEO, search engine optimizers. Optimizers, what they do is that they optimize a web page so first the search engine can find it and it can what? Rank high. Get it? Just write it down. I'll go through them. Then there's search engine marketers. Okay? And there are two different disciplines, and I think people don't understand this. There's, again, web designers, optimizers, then there's marketers. Today, we already talked about websites, what you should and shouldn't do. That's what we're talking about now. Now I'm going to show you how to optimize a web page so it looks, you know, perfect for a search engine. Then we're going to do the marketing afterwards, okay? Going to get all that today, only today for you, okay? So now, by the way, if you're going to hire a designer, you remember that my example with the shoes? Yeah. You walk into the store, the guy says, can I help you? Same thing. If a designer's that good, ask him, let me see where you rank. If I type in web designer, I want to see how high up in the search engine you are. Okay. Right? Same thing. Same philosophy, same principle. Okay? Get it? Yeah. Good. Is this too much, too fast, or what? No. Brain overload? Like, you guys look at me like, damn. Okay, just want to make sure you're still there. All right. we talked about this, right? Elance, the bidding system. There's also, let's say you want to develop some software program. Did you know there's this website called Rent-A-Coder? If you want to do simple programs or just something cool for yourself, let's say you wanted to create an Excel spreadsheet that does all these cool calculations but has a cool interface to it, go to Rent-A-Coder. Just post your project and Rent-A-Coder. You got coders. All they do is code all day. They develop software programs. You ever see people on the internet selling software programs? They sell them on boxes or whatever. They're going to Rent-A-Coder. And they're basically having people design software for them. And by the way, these designers are everywhere. We're talking from Bangladesh to Singapore to China, everywhere. So you're not only getting from one place. And then again, we talked about all this. Web design, hosting, editing, copywriting, brochure layout, logo design. All that can be gotten on Elance. Now, I know I'm going to forget to mention this website, so I'm going to go there now. And this has to be, in my opinion, an awesome website. You want it? Yeah. It's called MrGoodWeb.com. Guess who owns Mr. Goodweb? I own Mr. Goodweb. In here, all the resources you'll ever need, I put in here. Unless you found this site, you'll never, through here, you're not going to see it. Everything we talk about today is in here. Did I mention the business plan? Right there. Yeah. Business cards? Yeah. Here's a sales navigator, contact lead manager for free. 800 number lookup. You want some free animation? What I do is I put all my best ideas on this site.
Thank you.
And so, look at that. So I categorize it: book publishing, copywriting, web design, domain registration, counters, the best blogs. People always ask me, Victor, what do you read? What blogs do I go to? Here are the best blogs I've found. Handsome Devil. A blog is a weblog. And so basically it's conversations on the internet amongst people. DVD duplicators. Remember we talked about disc masters over there? Right here. Disc makers right there. Remember that software, that 6 bytes that actually packages up your website? Remember that? That's there. Vertical response, constant contact. You see, it's all consistent with what I said to you today. Okay? So all that stuff's in there. So all you have to do is go to MrGoodWeb.com and find the information. Get it? Got it. Good. By the way, we talked about here, right? Gebby, Hippo, GoLeech, so forth and so on. By the way, great keyword tools here. Yes. These things can actually look at your website and tell you if you're using the right keywords or not. And it will actually analyze your website for you. Yes?
So if I have to go, I can find the information that...
Mr. Goodweb is all there. MrGoodweb.com. All right, are we... Yeah? Yeah. Damn, okay. Well, I'm going to... By the way, you better use this site because I'm thinking of closing this site up in this sense. Wait. What I'm going to do, because I know it's in demand, what I'm going to do is I'm a membership. All right. That's right. I'm just going to close it up. It says membership, so go find your stuff now. You've been warned. You've been warned.
So you have a red dog on there. Where's the baby? Google Cash.
No. By the way, here are organizations, online meeting planners for speakers. We're going to talk about some of these other SurveyMonkey, which puts surveys on your website. This is...
Hold on a minute.
What's that?
Hold on a minute. You're missing one that you've used.
Which one?
Score.
Oh, there it goes. Yeah, Score, part of the SBA. Yep.
How could you do that?
By the way, the reason Jack's harassing me, and I got to default him because Jack's senior, but I used to be a member of SCORE, which is part of the SBA, the Small Business Administration. I used to sponsored by the Small Business Administration. And so anyway, I used to be a volunteer member of SCORE, and so I used to do seminars over at SCORE for free. And so when I was here in Miami, so there you go. Well, thank you. See, was it the one in Biscayne?
Then they went to downtown.
That's the one I think it was. Yep.
Downtown.
Yeah, that's the new one.
All you have to do is go to scoremiami.org.
Yep.
And you'll see our seminars.
All right, so you guys got this? By the way, I got some other, I post a lot of great resources on this site. Every time, by the way, everything I put on this site, I've used. Okay? So if I haven't used it, I don't like it, I don't post it.